voice kept playing in my head.
I don't start until I have all the parts.
Like a distant echo.
I don't start until I have all the parts.
Something I couldn't place.
I don't start until I have all the parts.
Something that kept repeating.
I don't start until I have all the parts.
I kept seeing a memory. Of the blue oval car barn. I remember all those amazing cars. I remember seeing the parts room with all the parts bins full of parts.
Well, the real problem is I don't start until I have all the parts.
And it hit me like a ton of bricks. Something Mr. Ledbetter had said. I don't start until we have all the parts. And that's where we're going to start episode 7 of My Mach for Life. There are both positive and negative things about reproduction parts. Seat covers can be an excellent upgrade for your interior, but sometimes the grains don't match. These seat rails are getting harder and harder to find in original form. Instrument consoles can make a nice upgrade too. These aftermarket power steering pumps just aren't as good as the original. Suspension parts come with all new bushings, but can be difficult to fit. Door hinges can be made out of inferior metal and bend under the stress of the door. This gas cap cover may look like the original, but it's not. Don't mess around with brake components. Get the best that you can afford. And with the rising cost of radiators, you might want to re-core the one you have. New taillight lenses can really add a lot of bling, but sometimes the colors just don't match. These door handles can be a nice replacement. Anytime that you can find original sheet metal, do it. Or be ready to do a lot of cutting and shaping. The quality of sheet metal is just not the same, and some of the parts even come damaged. Anytime you replace a floor pan, be ready for some cutting and some fitting. And front radiator cores, take lots of measurements because you're going to need them. If you're going NOS, you better be ready to give up some of those Benjamins. An NOS distributor still in the box like this one could go for thousands. Small parts like this ram air cover are not that hard to find. Anytime you can find an original switch, get it. These front end components are made out of better metal and they're also machined better. These U-bolts are so much stronger than what you can get today, so if you can find a pair, get them. Precision parts like this are getting harder to come by. Sometimes you can find a part in complete pristine condition, and sometimes you don't. Depending on how they're stored, some parts with internal mechanisms could be faulty. If you can find chrome pieces like this, get it. It's expensive either way. This guy wanted almost $500 for an original piece. If you're going to go thoroughbred, you better be ready for it. Junkyards might seem like a sad place. A lot of cars come to an end there. But they also contain the pieces that you need to finish your car. You just have to be ready to put in the legwork. The payoff can be worth it. Be ready to do some climbing and be careful. The wildlife loves this place. This might be the only place that you can find those inner door pieces, back bumpers, or suspension pieces that you just can't find anymore. Also, actually look at the car that you're picking over. It does have a lot of information that you can use. Sometimes it's better to buy a donor car, one that maybe the frame is rusted out on, or that you found in a field. Be respectful of the person's property, but don't be afraid to approach them, see if they want to sell. Be ready to do some picking in pole barns and garages. You never know what you're going to find. Usually the best stuff is in the very back and hard to get to. But if you put in the effort, you might be able to find something like this. 12-bolt main block, 4B heads. Here's some original sheet metal for you too. A nice transmission and glass that hasn't been broken in the original green tint. After a very long day of picking, I found these things. I'll be using them on my project. Online web stores are my next place to go to. MPD is one of the big ones. They have plenty of parts. Their site is easy to navigate, and I can find what I want quickly. But like anything, be ready to pay the price. That's over $400 for 2 pair of seat rails. Another place I like to go to is Classic Industries. They deal a lot with the OER parts and are very good for finding fasteners and those small bits and pieces that are difficult to find. I've used them quite often. Lately, you might find a lot of parts out of stock, but trust me, these companies want these parts in inventory as bad as you do. CJ Pony Parts is another favorite. Their website is well done, and most times I can find anything I want quickly. I've never had any problem with their packing and shipping, and their inventory list is very good. Kentucky Mustang Automotive has been my favorite. It's easy to get around their website, and there's multiple ways to find exactly what you want. They always seem to have what I need in stock. Their packing and shipping is outstanding, and their prices are just as competitive as anybody else. The thing I like the most is anytime I've had to call, someone has answered the phone and helped me out immediately. Their customer service is the best in town. eBay and Facebook Marketplace. I have a love-hate relationship with these two. I will say eBay has gotten a lot better. Not as many scammers, and you do have recourse if things go bad. You'll notice in the filtering system that some things leak over. Things that were not original to 73 Mach 1s. Look for these bundle deals. They could have the part that you've been looking for, and you can use the rest for trade bait. Yeah, this air intake never came on a Mach 1. Cougars, LTDs, Rancheros, Mavericks, and even Pintos shared common part numbers. So don't just lock yourself into Mustangs. Look up the part number and cross-reference it. Check out the price on this new old stock. Sometimes this is the only place other than a junkyard you can find what you need, and the price reflects that. Look at the price on this original part. Here are some windshield wiper blades for $159. Nearly $90 for a temperature sending unit. Junkyards will put parts up for sale on eBay. You can use the make an offer option if it's available. With Facebook Marketplace, you might find exactly what you need, but the risks are higher. This old Mustang still has plenty to give. If you can find a vehicle like this, there's a lot of usable parts. You might try to negotiate a deal and get the whole thing. That front bumper is excellent for trade bait at a car show. Inner door workings, rearview mirrors, and interior components that you just can't find anywhere else. Even if the quarter panels look good and you need them, it would be worth it. Look at this beautifully pristine part. Ram air intake on a 1971 Mustang. You just can't, it's very difficult to find pieces like this now. And look at that price. Just like when I was a kid, I'd pore over the Sears and Roebuck catalog, looking at all the toys, trying to get the best pieces. Oddly enough, as an adult, I'm doing the same thing. Still playing with cars, just on a different scale. I pore over these catalogs, looking for exactly what I want. Sometimes I'm buying the piece, knowing that I'll replace it with an OEM piece later. Nowadays you can find just about anything you need in these catalogs. It's not like the old days where there was nothing but junkyards. And before too long, you'll start building up your collection of parts. And you have to deal with inventorying and storing. That's for another episode. Here are a few websites for you to check out. These are just a few suggestions. I can't vouch for all the sites. You'll have to do that research on your own. I do know the guys at Blue Oval Car Barn are the best in the business. If you can't find something, ask Mr. Ledbetter and his team. If they can't find it, it doesn't exist. Total restorations aren't for the weak of the mind or the pocketbook. Headliner, quarter panel glass, rear package shelf, dash pad, seat rails, jute padding and carpet, fuel level sending unit, gasket set, fuel lines, valve cover gaskets, hood pins and brackets, rear view mirrors, 1-inch drop coils, front suspension. As you can see, more and more parts keep popping up, and it's a chore to keep them inventoried and sorted. Upcoming episodes of My Mach 1 for life. I find a spider in a box. I get to do one of my favorite things, sandblasting. I get to paint some parts. Doing some grinding. and some welding. We're moving forward.